Hi, it's Kelly, your AI coach from Ferret Software. Today I want to show you how easy it is to handle non-purchase order-based invoices in FactWeb. Once FactWeb has received an invoice, the system will perform a variety of validation functions. First, we check for duplicate invoices comparing the supplier name and invoice number combination. Please see the tutorial video on handling of duplicate invoices. Next, we do a bank account validation comparing the bank account number extracted from the invoice to the bank account number in FactWeb, usually synchronized from the accounting system. FactWeb then checks if there is an item or product code on the invoice that matches an item code set in FactWeb. If there was a match, the system checks if there is a default GL code associated with that item, and if that is the case, automatically codes that line item. FactWeb then checks if there is a project number on the invoice that matches a project number in FactWeb. If there is a match, we check if there is a default GL code or approver set against that project. If there was a default, we will automatically set it. FactWeb then does the same validation on the default GL and approver on the supplier record. You will see a list of invoices clearly indexed with a few fields you can easily search, such as the invoice number, supplier, due date, and much more. When you select an invoice, you will see the PDF copy of the invoice on the bottom left and the invoice data extracted on the right. Before an invoice can be approved, all of the line items need to be coded and marked as received. This can be done by either the accounts team, the approver, or a combination of the two. If you know the GL code without checking, simply type it into the GL code column, or alternatively, hit the coding tab on the left-hand side of the screen. The view will then switch from the PDF preview to the coding screen, where you can either code one line by first selecting on the line on the right-hand side in the invoice data section and then code it on the coding screen. Or again, you can set the GL code for all line items in one go. You can do the same for marking an item as received, either line by line or all the lines in one go. If the invoice was not automatically assigned to someone with a validation rule, the accounts team can simply hit the delegation option and pick someone to delegate the invoice to for approval. Or if they have authority to approve the invoice, they can go ahead and approve. If you are using the mobile app, you have similar functionality. On the AP invoice screen, you can search by invoice number, supplier, or PO number. Enter the details into the search bar to filter your results. Or simply scroll through the list of invoices to find the one you are looking for. Once you tap on your invoice, you will see the invoice details. Again, all of the validation functions mentioned before have been done, and GL and project codes have been assigned if applicable. Again, all line items must be coded and marked as received before the invoice can be delegated or approved. If the GL code is not showing on an item, simply tap that line item. This will allow you to edit the details. Again, you can type the GL code in if you know it or use the search for your GL code. You can then either mark the item as received on this screen or mark all items back on the main invoice screen. Make sure you update your changes. If you type the GL code in, you can simply update that screen. If you use the search function, you will need to click the Use button on the coding screen and then update the Edit Item screen. Then repeat this process for all items missing GL codes. Back on your invoice screen, you have the option to mark all invoice lines as received if you didn't do this in the coding screen. You can then go ahead to delegate for approval, if required, again making sure you confirm your changes or approve if you have the authority to do so. That's it for this video. Please check out our other videos for helpful tips and tricks. If you have any questions, please reach out to the support team at helpdesk@ferretsoftware.co.nz. Thank you.